This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 881. Our biggest performance killer is hidden in plain sight, by Dr. Jenny Brockis of drjennybrockis.com. And I'm Dan, your host and narrator. Welcome back to Optimal Startup Daily, or welcome for the first time if you happen to just be discovering us. This is where you can come every single day to hear about entrepreneurship, and today we're going to hear from Dr. Jenny Brockis about a pretty important issue, productivity. So let's get to it as we optimize your life. Our biggest performance killer is hidden in plain sight, by Dr. Jenny Brockis of drjennybrockis.com. Improving performance and productivity is on everyone's lips. We talk about the need to reclaim focus, to increase efficiency, and manage distractions better. What's not being talked about is the bigger performance killer that is hidden in plain sight. What is it? Lack of sleep. When running my brain fitness workshops, I always ask the participants what they need to function to their best when it comes to mental performance. The usual list of suspects is drawn up and listed in order of priority. Without fail, in both leadership groups and public workshops, the number one issue causing the biggest headache to workplace performance is lack of sleep. Sleep is a physiological and psychological necessity. If you've had a bad night or your sleep was too short, overcoming that daytime sluggish feeling, lack of focus, and lack of joie de vivre is difficult, no matter how many extra cups of coffee you consume in an attempt to wake up your brain. The World Association of Sleep Medicine has revealed that sleep problems affect around 45% of the world's population. And with the myriad of sleep disorders, maybe that's no surprise. But not everyone who is sleep deprived has a sleep disorder. How much of the problem is the result of failing to address the importance of sleep? Too often its value has been demoted to the bottom of the laundry list of things to do because work, life, and general busyness is allowed to take precedence. While getting mic'd up prior to speaking at a conference recently, I had one ear open listening to what the speaker on stage was saying. She was speaking about, you guessed it, productivity, and shared how as a CEO she was usually awake every night between 1 and 3 a.m. with her head buzzing with all the mental work left outstanding from the previous day. Though horrified by her confession, I was not surprised, and judging by the number of nods around the room, she was clearly not alone. Maybe it's time to remind ourselves of a couple of things. 1, we are human, not machines. Treating ourselves as if we can simply be wound up like a clockwork toy to operate from dawn to dusk in the expectation of being able to deliver a consistently good mental performance without sufficient downtime and sleep is a delusion. 2, we are not Winston Churchill. Famous for only getting 4 hours of sleep at night while running a country, Winston was also renowned for his afternoon naps. While there are a few amongst us who can thrive on relatively few hours of sleep, this is rare. Most mere mortals require between 7 to 8 hours. There is individual variation, and only you know how much is enough. How much is enough? If you can wake up without the aid of an alarm clock at the required time, feeling refreshed and invigorated, you've had enough sleep. 3, too little sleep is the highway to busy lives, busy people. Having to take time out, and we spend around a third of our lives asleep, to sleep can be seen as a nuisance, getting in the way of our ability to get more stuff done. Another delusion. You cannot train yourself to do with less sleep. There are some pretty weird and wacky programs currently advertised, suggesting you can train yourself to manage on greatly reduced sleep. My strong recommendation is don't go there. It's well recognized how chronic sleep deprivation diminishes mental performance while increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, obesity, yes, lack of sleep makes us fat, heart disease, anxiety, depression, and other mental health and neurodegenerative conditions. What price are you prepared to pay to sleep less? 4, sleep is vital for brain health and function. During sleep, your brain is extremely busy consolidating long-term memory, deepening the understanding of what we have learned, regulating emotion, and taking out the brain's trash. Restorative sleep is achieved when we complete 4 to 6 sleep cycles at night, each cycle lasting approximately 90 minutes. Broken or interrupted sleep interferes with these processes, so we wake up tired, and it sets us up to be less than our stellar best for the forthcoming workday. And 5, poor sleep is really bad for business. Problems concentrating, being slower at processing information, less able to form new memories or recall previous information, poorer decisions, increased mistakes, reduced spatial awareness, and a certain level of grumpiness, irritability, or emotional liability. Coming to work tired isn't a great idea if you're trying to create a good impression about your ability to perform well, especially when under pressure. Plus, it's not a good look if you're constantly trying to stifle a yawn or, horror of horrors, falling asleep during a meeting, even if it was mind-numbingly dull. As leaders, managers, and business owners, the duty of care extends to placing a high value for everyone to get enough sleep. What do you do as an individual to ensure you and your family get enough sleep? How can you place a higher value on getting sufficient sleep that others will also share? What is your workplace doing to minimize the impact of sleep deprivation on performance? What could be done better? Sure, there will always be those times when we have to go the extra distance, pulling a really late night, deliberately curtailing sleep because of an urgent or challenging problem. Hopefully, those times will be rare. If you're serious about looking to improve your performance, or that of those you work with, the first step is to make sleep a priority by establishing and implementing regular good sleep hygiene habits. Your brain, and others, will thank you for it. You just listened to the post titled, "Our Biggest Performance Killer is Hidden in Plain Sight" by Dr. Jenny Brockis of drjennybrockis.com. The thing about running your own business is every single hire counts. But finding great talent doesn't have to be a second job. You can reclaim your time and find top talent fast with Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform helping over 3 million businesses worldwide to do it all. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates. Over 80% of Indeed employers find quality candidates the moment they sponsor a job. I especially love Indeed's Instant Match feature because candidates you invite to apply through Instant Match are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to US Indeed data. Indeed knows when you're growing your own business, you have to make every dollar count. That's why with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that match your must-have job requirements. Visit Indeed.com/startup to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/startup. Indeed.com/startup. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. Need to hire? You need Indeed. If your business earns millions or tens of millions in revenue, stop what you're doing and take a listen, because NetSuite by Oracle has just rolled out the best offer we've ever seen. For the first time in NetSuite's 22 years as the #1 cloud financial system, you can defer payments of a full NetSuite implementation for 6 months. That's no payment and no interest for 6 months. 33,000 companies have already upgraded to NetSuite, and it's #1 because they give your business everything you need in real time, all in one place. And the confidence that comes with having all of your information in one place really helps to streamline decisions, saving you time, money, and energy, all thanks to NetSuite's amazing offer. If you've been sizing up NetSuite to make the switch, then you know this deal is unprecedented. No interest, no payments. Take advantage of this special financing offer at netsuite.com/startup, netsuite.com/startup, to get the visibility and control you need to weather any storm. netsuite.com/startup. And thanks so much to Dr. Jenny for this post today, and a little bit about her. As a keynote speaker, she has presented to and worked with thousands of people to empower them to cultivate their own thriving mind. What gets her out of bed in the morning is the chance to impact someone else's world, seeing that spark of insight in their eyes when they see what they can do for themselves. As a voracious reader and prolific writer, she continues to indulge her curiosity and has just published her 4th book, Thriving Mind: How to Cultivate a Good Life. And as a board-certified lifestyle medicine physician and best-selling author, her vision is to enable everyone to be a happy and thriving human. Her site is definitely worth checking out. She's got a lot to offer there, so swing by drjennybrockis.com for much, much more. All right, that's going to do it for today. I thank you so much again for joining me, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for another post, and that is where your optimal life awaits.